Now we're going to be working on inequalities. We're actually going to be working on inequalities for solving. So we're going to be doing the exact same thing that we've been doing for the last 3 chapters, but we're going to be doing them with not an equal sign, but with an unequal sign, or an inequality. Now, we will get to solving for those in the next chapter here, but we're going to first start with what is an inequality. So let's start here at the very beginning. It says, where x is equal to 2. Where is x equal to 2 on a number line? And you'll notice that I don't have 0 written down anywhere. So we're making up a number line, and we have to decide where 0 is going to go. I like to try to have 0 in the middle, if at all possible. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So any of these could be 0. So I'm just going to mark this one as 0, and so then this one must be 2. If you wanted to, I think it would look strange because you would use up so little, but you could make this 0 and then this 2, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the idea is we want to kind of use as much space as we can and try to center things as much as we can, which is why I'm going to put 0 somewhere in the middle. I'll put it a little bit to the, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these ones are the center ones because I have to do 2, which is over here. I don't know, like it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to call this 0 and call this one 2. Now, where is x equal to 2? Well, that is right here. And so we write that with a filled in circle. X is equal to 2 there. So an inequality is not when x equals 2, but it's a range of numbers. So it's not just a single number, it's a bunch of numbers. And we need to draw that on a number line. So let's look at the first one here. Plot the following inequalities. And you have to know how to say this. So I'm going to write this here. Maybe I'll actually write it up here. You got that, and you got that. So this says x is less than, and then usually there's some sort of number here. So we would write x is less than whatever the number is. And here's the number here. So on the second, so that's number 1. Number 2, x is greater than or more than whatever that number is. So when x is against the smaller side, this little point, we say it's less than. When x is beside this big opening, we say x is more than. So when I look at this, I see x is less than 2. So what you need to do is figure out where your 0 is. So I'm just going to, for the heck of it, make 0 there and make 2 there and say, here is 2, and I'm going to, and there's 2 ways to do it. You can shade in like that. X is everything less than that. But I like to kind of go up a little bit and then over and say it's all of these numbers. It's 2 and everything less than it. So let's try this again for this one. So this says x is, it's by the small pointed end, x is less than -3. That's what that says. So I need to find 0. So I'm going to make my 0 go here. So then -1, -2, -3 would be there. Now, x is less than -3 would be here, and anything less than that. Now, what's good to note is looking at example 2 down here. We'll get to that in the next next video, but this does not have that little line underneath. And this does not have that little line underneath either. And that little line is part of an equal sign. So if you had an equal sign, that's what we have, and then you just erase the top and made it like that, an inequality. So when there's an equal sign part here, so you can see here I have the equal sign part and an equal sign there, that means that we need to write x is less than and equal to 2. So we say it is allowed to be 2 and needs to be less than. And then this saying, and you'll see this in a little bit in the next clip, this should be, I don't think x is less than or equal to -3. And let's look at this one right here. This says x is more than, because it's on x is beside the big opening. X is more than, now 5/2, it's like 5 cut in half. Now if you have 5 cut in half, it's 2.5. So we're going to do 2.5 for this, but there is this little symbol down there, the equal sign. So x is more than or equal to -2.5. So we need to find our 0. So my 0 is here. Here's -1, -2, -3, and we need to do -2.5, so it's right there. And x is more than, we're going to go up and over and go to the right. We're bigger than, we're more than -2.5 or equal to. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit and just to see if we can fit all this in. There we go. So you notice here that all of my dots are filled in because that's because these little symbols, these little equal signs that are next to or alongside the inequality. So there's the inequality, the more than, and there's the equal to. So these all have more than or less than, plus they have the equal to. And if you compare that to down below, none of these have the equal sign. So we're going to have to figure out a different way to draw that. And it's a little bit, just a little tweak. There still is the more than and less than, but the equal part is gone. So we'll do that in video number 2.